You're looking across Lake Worth to West Palm Beach, Florida. But we're not down in this beautiful country on a vacation. We're here on business. To watch Connie Mack's amazing athletics in spring training. Before we go to the ballpark, let's do a little sightseeing. That's the George Washington Hotel. Hey. This picturesque harbor scene is typical of West Palm Beach. And there are those famous royal palms. Millions of tourists are thrilled to this scene. And here comes the team that upset the experts last year, the Philadelphia Athletics. The boys who got tired of the cellar and just missed finishing in the first division by a whisker. A lot of smart baseball men can't figure out yet how they did it. But Philadelphia fans know it was done by great pitching, backed by general all-around team spirit. As these A's limber up this spring, they're planning some more surprises for their American League rivals. Of course, you can't have spring training without those pepper games. That's rookie Mickey Ruttner with the bat there. Yes, and that's Mr. Baseball himself, Connie Mack, as he confers with his coaches. With Earl Brucker, Al Simmons, and what a bat he used to swing. And Dave Keith. Now let's get at the secret of this team's spectacular success last year, pitching. Here's the ace of the staff, the Canadian war hero, Phil Marshallton. This boy won 19 ball games last year with that live fastball of his. Young Bill McCann is on the rubbing table here, but we're going to see what he looks like when he steps on the rubber. This powerful kid turned in a no-hitter last year. He mixes a great curve with his blinding speed. The slow-motion camera lets you see how young McCann gets the full weight of his body behind every pitch. Southpaw Lou Brissy wears a special shin guard to protect a leg that was shattered in the war. Talk about a fighting heart. This kid has got it. He had 23 operations on his leg, and nobody thought he'd ever pitch again. But here he is, up in the big time, after a great season with Savannah last year when he won 23 and lost only 5. Another star member of Mr. Mack's great pitching staff is Dick Fowler. This lanky boy pitched a no-hit game against St. Louis in 1945. He mixes up a fancy assortment of stuff. This is 21-year-old Carl Scheib, who was the sensation of the early season last year. They call this chap the Thin Man. If he adds a pound, he says he's getting fat. It's Russ Christopher, the only submarine ball hurler in the American League. That pitch of his sinks, and it's mean to hit. He did a great relief pitching job last year. Young Bob Savage pitches with shrapnel still in his shoulder, the result of being wounded, and is called a cute pitcher with a clever change of pace. He's particularly effective in relief roles, too. Who catches all of these great pitchers? Most of the receiving is done by this guy, Buddy Rozar. Many consider him the greatest catcher in the league. It looks as if Mr. Mack has just signed up a new rookie. Isn't that a contract? This is a new uniform for Big Rudy York, the former Detroit, Boston, Chicago first baseman. He'll probably start the season on first for the A's, replacing the injured Ferris Fain. He gets around mighty smoothly for a big fella, doesn't he? He makes a swell target for the infielders, too. Meet the spark plug of the Mac men, Eddie Juice, the acrobatic shortstop. This boy had the Philadelphia fans cheering all last season with his sensational fielding. He can really dig 'em up and get 'em away. Now have a look at versatile Pete Suter, the A's second sacker. This boy is also good at shortstop and third base. He used to be a bench warmer, but his hustle has won him a regular berth. Now we look on as Juice and Suter work together on a double play. These boys killed off a lot of threatening rallies last year with their superb fielding. They look mighty good this spring, too, don't they? Rookie shortstop Bill DeMars and the veteran second sacker Skeeter Webb also show you how it's done. Husky Hank Majeski moves in from his third base spot to scoop up that ball and underhand it over to first. Mr. Mack talks things over with newspapermen Stan Baumgartner, Art Morrow, and Don Donaghy. Now for some hitting, and look who's behind that screen. First up is Eddie Juice, the dangerous boy in the pinch. Here's Elmer Vallow, the hustling right fielder who hit .303 last season. This boy can sock that long ball, and he's so fast he beats out a lot of bunts, too. That's Sam Chapman. When his booming bat is really booming, the A's are hard to beat. This is Barney McCoskey, best hitter on the club last year and second best hitter in the league. Big Rudy York has more home runs to his credit than any other active player in the American League. He ought to help the A's a lot. Stocky Hank Majeski has dynamite in his bat, too. Here's Mickey Ruttner. Another youngster, Don White, who did some sharp hitting for San Francisco last year. That's Sammy Chapman, who covers that center field like a tent, and he's got a great throwing arm, too. Watch this. Elmer Vallow leaps high to pick one out of the air with his gloved hand. Barney McCoskey is the other member of that swell outfield that Mr. Mack has. And there he is, more chipper than ever this spring. Millions of baseball fans know the waving of that scorecard really means something. Right now, Mr. Mack is saying, we fooled them last year, boys. Let's give them a real shot this year.